Hello and welcome along to another winter mountaineering adventure here in the beautiful Scottish Highlands. Now Alan is joining me today and we've came to an area called the Bridge of Orchy, and we're absolutely spoiled for choice because there is a group of 5 Munros in here, and we're not going to do all 5, but we are going to head up and pick one and try and get to the summit. Now the forecast for today is actually a bit indifferent depending on which site you look at. Mountain forecasts tell us that the winds should be reasonably light but lots of snow. The Met Office tells us that the winds are potentially going to be 50 miles per hour, which if they are, that's very, very difficult conditions. So we're just going to head up and we're going to see what we see and we're going to take it as it comes, because that's all you can really do in winter. The success is having a good, fun experience. The success in winter isn't always about getting to the summit. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me again, and I hope you enjoy this one. So we set off up the hill on what is usually a very easygoing path, but as you can see, it really wasn't long until we reached the snow line. The path was covered in a lovely thick layer of ice, and it made the going pretty interesting in places. But undeterred, we ploughed on deep into the mouth of the corrie, heading for the Bealach. Unfortunately, I had another small microphone malfunction on this adventure, but luckily this was the only piece to camera that was affected, because as you'll see, the rest of the video worked perfectly fine. I was probably saying something poetically beautiful about how the conditions underfoot were super icy, or I was maybe about to make comment about the fact that Alan found himself a smashing big rock and was hell-bent on scaling it. Either way, the day was shaping up to be torturously exquisite. So you've made it up, but how are you getting down?
Give me my sandwich up here. It's just up there.
Right, get down.
Get down. Get down.
You might be forgiven for thinking that this is not the snowiest mountain that I'll have been on this winter, but the path has got this beautiful white shimmery layer of snow, and in places it's proper hard, and underneath that is just this super thick layer of transparent ice, and that's been pretty consistent, certainly over the past, since Alan's Rock. So we've made the decision to stick our crampons on because we're finding it really difficult going with the ice, and we should be making sensible and smart decisions. So let's do that. Lovely biscuits. Just night and day difference with the crampons on. It just makes walking over this kind of terrain so much more easy, and you walk with so much more confidence. Like this whole path that we're walking on right now is frozen solid with inches thick ice. There's no way we were doing that without the crampons. So we've reached the Beinn between Beinn Dorain and Beinn Dorain, and we've made the decision to go for Beinn Dorain, and that is the one over my shoulder this way. So we've got about a 2.5 kilometre ridge, and it's a pretty generous ridge. It's not by any means like knife edge or steep, but in these conditions it will be tricky and challenging for sure. My guess is that there's going to be large snow drifts from the recent rains, and there's also going to be hard pack, which will have been consolidated hopefully over the past week, and there'll probably be more ice, but yeah, whew, still got a long way to go. Oh, how you feeling, Al? Now that we're high up here in the Beinn Dorain ridge.
Yeah, good. Happy to get the crampons on. First time on the hills this year, so it's good that Callum invited me down for a wee catch up and a walk. First part was obviously very icy, so as soon as we got the crampons on, it felt a lot better, more comfortable, and picked up the pace a wee bit. Maybe get a wee juice break up here, but
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
going well. A cup of coffee.
Yeah, it's quite a, as I said, it's about a 2.5k ridge from the Beinn, and it's not too steep, but although it does have a couple of steep sections, it's just unforgiving and unrelenting in the snow, and it just completely zaps you. Not to mention this wind. I don't quite know if it's the 50 mile an hour that the Met Office said, but it's definitely higher than Mountain Forecast suggested, and sometimes you're just getting battered by this really cold and ferocious gust. But we are having a good time nonetheless.
Yeah.
And we'll keep ploughing along. I think we've maybe got about another 1.5k to the summit. Welcome to the Sasana Cairn. Now this is not the summit of the mountain, but you'd be forgiven for thinking it was, because it is a really beautiful, big, substantial cairn. But the summit of the mountain is actually a few hundred metres over my shoulder. But there's a good story about this Sasana Cairn. Now I don't know if this is true, but I hope to God it is. It's called the Sasana Cairn because it was built by the Scottish to try and trick the English to thinking that this was the summit of the mountain, when in fact it's not the summit of the mountain. Now, as I said, I don't know if that is true, but I'd love to think it is, because that's a cracking story. But as you can see, the conditions are closing in. It's not quite white out, but it is, you know, there's very poor visibility, and we are being very, very careful with our navigation and making sure to always take our bearings and check the map consistently. But yeah, I think we're going to crack on to the summit because it really isn't far away, and we should be able to do it. So we'll crack on to the true summit. I'll see you there. to the summit of Beinn Dorain. My goodness, that was well earned. That was torture. Whew, that was really tough going. The wind has definitely picked up. It's not quite 50 miles per hour, but my guess is it's probably between 20 and 30, because it's not knocking you off your feet, but you can feel it. And yeah, we're not going to hang about. We're going to head down, find somewhere sheltered to have a cup of tea and a bite to eat. But also, congratulations to Al for his first Munro of the year. Yeah. Woo woo! But yeah, let's get out of here because it started snowing as well. Right then, this looks like as good a lunch spot as we're going to find. Oh, whew. Oh man, that was tough. That was a tough old trudge up there. Oh yes, toasty.
Lucky boy.
Cheers everybody. And I've went a wee bit fancy with my lunch today, because I have not just pizza but homemade pizza. Made last night. I made pizza for me and Sarah.
Makes a good crust on that.
That is a decent crust. My pizza dough, I've got my water to flour ratio down, so I do a 67% hydration dough. I know, what am I like? I know there's some of you out there that only tune in for the Empire Biscuit content, so this one's for you. Not a bad wee place for a picnic, although it's just started snowing, which is making it a wee bit romantic actually.
Better watch yourself.
Oh, I better watch myself. So my body's been stocked up with tea, pizza and Empire biscuits. That sounds like the perfect lunch, and what a location to have had it in. Just unbelievable. But yeah, this is where the video is going to end, unfortunately, because the way down from here is exactly the way that we came up. You'll probably be able to see Al just behind me, just making his way down into the quarry. But yeah, we've had a great day. It's been really challenging. It was a bit torturous at places up on the ridge, if I'm completely honest, but it's amazing. I'm just like so thankful that I get to do things like this. And you know, I think it's a real shame that some people don't enjoy this, which is insane, because this is, to me, everything. This is the best part of life. One of the best parts of life. I'm sure the missus would not be particularly happy if I didn't disclaimer that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next adventure soon.